Imagine for a moment that almost every device you own, your phone, your smart TV, even the traffic lights you pass on your way home, has a hidden flaw lurking deep inside. It's not just the gadgets in your pocket or your living room, but the very infrastructure that keeps our cities running. These flaws are invisible to the naked eye, but their impact can be massive. Deep within the circuits and code, a tiny bug waits patiently. It's silent, almost undetectable, but it holds the power to disrupt, to expose, and to cause chaos. Like a ticking time bomb, it sits in the background, waiting for the right moment to strike. This isn't just the stuff of science fiction or a plot from a Hollywood thriller. It's happening right now in the real world, affecting real people and real systems. Today, we're diving into the fascinating and alarming story of a bug that lived undetected in the heart of Linux, the open-source software that quietly powers billions of devices worldwide, from smartphones to supercomputers. This bug wasn't the result of some elaborate hack or malicious intent. It was a simple human error, a tiny slip in the code, a momentary oversight that went unnoticed for years, hiding in plain sight while the world relied on the software it infected. Yet this seemingly insignificant mistake could have handed attackers the keys to countless digital fortresses, giving them access to sensitive data, private communications, and critical systems. It's a sobering reminder that our digital world, as advanced as it seems, is still built by imperfect people. Even the most secure and trusted systems can hide dangerous secrets, waiting to be discovered. So buckle up and get ready. We're about to unravel a real-life tech detective story. From the bug's mysterious birth to the frantic race to fix it, we'll explore how a single line of code can change the fate of millions. Let's get started. Before we go further, a quick disclaimer. This story is for education and entertainment only. We're exploring how software vulnerabilities happen, not how to exploit them. Please, don't try anything you see here. It's not worth the trouble. The real lesson: keep your devices updated. Those annoying updates patch flaws like the one we're about to discuss. If you love digital detective stories, you're in the right place. Subscribe for more tech mysteries and behind-the-scenes tales. Serious hat off, let's get to the main event. We're heading into the core of the operating system that powers much of our world. Time to meet Linux. When you hear Linux, you might picture a hacker in a dark room, but Linux is everywhere. It's the engine under the hood of billions of devices. Your phone, your smart TV, even stock exchanges. The Linux kernel is the core, managing hardware and keeping everything running smoothly. Android phones, built on Linux. Most web servers, Linux. It's open source, meaning anyone can see and improve the code. Your Wi-Fi router, your car's infotainment system, probably Linux. It's the invisible backbone of the digital world. So, a bug in the Linux kernel isn't just a geek problem. It's a global issue. A flaw here is like a defect in the engines of most cars on the road. That's why this story matters to everyone. Our story begins in 2014, in the quiet hours of a city that never truly sleeps. While most of the world was winding down, a lone developer sat hunched over a glowing screen, deep in the heart of a bustling tech hub. The hum of computers and the distant glow of office lights set the stage for a seemingly ordinary night. That night, the developer was tasked with updating how Linux, the backbone of countless servers and devices, handles pipes, those invisible channels that let programs whisper secrets to each other, passing data back and forth in the digital dark. Pipes are the lifeblood of modern computing, connecting processes like veins in a vast digital organism. They make it possible for programs to work together, sharing information seamlessly and efficiently. The change was routine, reviewed by colleagues, and quickly approved, just another drop in an ocean of millions of lines of code. To the team, it was business as usual, another small improvement in a never-ending stream of updates. But hidden deep within that update was a subtle, almost invisible race condition, a bug so elusive that it slipped past even the sharpest eyes. Imagine two people trying to edit the same sentence at the exact same moment. Sometimes their words collide, and the result is a jumbled mess. In software, This is called a race condition, a bug that only appears when operations happen in a rare, unlucky sequence. These bugs are notoriously hard to spot because most of the time, everything works perfectly. But under just the right circumstances, chaos can slip in unnoticed. This particular bug allowed someone, with perfect timing and a bit of luck, to overwrite data in memory they should never have been able to touch. Normally, the system was safe and sound, but if you hit the timing just right, you could unlock doors that were meant to stay closed, slipping past digital locks and barriers. The flaw was invisible, buried deep within the code, and for years, no one noticed. It was a ghost in the machine, waiting patiently. Like a tiny crack in the foundation of a skyscraper, it was easy to miss, until the wrong person stepped on it, and everything threatened to come crashing down. And so, for years, the bug lay dormant, gathering dust in the shadows, unnoticed and untouched, waiting for the day someone would finally discover its secret. For years, the bug, later called Dirty Pipe, hid in plain sight. It didn't crash systems or cause obvious problems. The conditions to trigger it were so rare, it almost never happened by accident. The Linux kernel is massive, with millions of lines of code and thousands of contributors. Even with peer review and automated tests, some bugs are just too sneaky. Dirty Pipe was a ghost, undetectable, waiting. From 2014 to 2022, it shipped with every new Linux version, quietly lurking in phones, servers, and smart devices. The world spun on, unaware of the ticking time bomb. Only a mix of expertise and luck could uncover it. And eventually, that's exactly what happened. Meet Max Kellerman, a dedicated German software developer known for his sharp eye and relentless curiosity. Max had spent years honing his craft, often working late into the night, driven by a passion for solving the toughest technical puzzles. In early 2022, Max found himself facing a particularly strange challenge. His web server logs were mysteriously corrupted, showing bizarre errors that made no sense. The issue was subtle but persistent, and it threatened the reliability of his entire system. At first, Max assumed the problem was in his own code. He spent countless hours poring over every line, testing and retesting, but the bug refused to reveal itself. Weeks passed, and frustration mounted. But Max's determination only grew stronger. Refusing to give up, Max decided to build a tiny, focused test program. His goal was to isolate the problem, stripping away all distractions. After many late nights and endless cups of coffee, he finally managed to trigger the bug on demand. In that moment, everything changed. Max realized this wasn't just a minor glitch or a simple coding error. The implications were far more serious than he had imagined. What he had uncovered was a major security vulnerability, one that could have devastating consequences if left unaddressed. By carefully timing the data written into a Linux pipe, Max discovered he could overwrite protected files that should have been accessible only to the system administrator. This was no ordinary bug. It was a serious flaw in the very core of the operating system. With this exploit, Max realized, an attacker could gain root access on any affected Linux system, effectively taking full control. The potential for abuse was enormous. Astonishingly, the bug had been lurking in the Linux kernel since 2014, quietly waiting to be discovered. Now, in Max's hands, it had become a powerful exploit with global implications. Max had just uncovered what would soon be known as Dirty Pipe, a vulnerability that would send shockwaves through the tech world. Dirty Pipe was like a digital skeleton key, capable of unlocking the most secure systems. The scale of the threat was staggering, and Max knew the clock was ticking. Realizing the urgency, Max immediately began documenting his findings and reaching out to security experts. He knew he had to act fast to prevent disaster. A global race to patch the flaw began, with teams of programmers working around the clock to secure systems before the exploit could be used maliciously. Soon the world would learn about Dirty Pipe, and Max's lucky day would become a turning point in cybersecurity history. Why was Dirty Pipe so dangerous? It allowed privilege escalation, turning a regular user into an all-powerful administrator. On your phone, a malicious app could use it to break out of its sandbox and take over everything. It could steal messages, passwords, or install spyware. On servers, Attackers could become system admins, steal data, or hijack websites. The bug was easy to exploit once you knew how. No fancy tricks required. All an attacker needed was a way to run code on the target device. For malware already on a system, Dirty Pipe was the perfect weapon. The vulnerability affected millions of devices at once. It was a hacker's dream and a nightmare for everyone else. The only hope was to patch it before it spread. Max did the right thing. He quietly reported Dirty Pipe to the Linux security team. This responsible disclosure gave developers time to fix the bug before it went public. The open source community sprang into action. The original developer who wrote the flawed code helped diagnose and fix it. The solution? Just a few lines of code, simple but effective. Once tested, the patch was shared with major tech companies. On March 7, 2022, the vulnerability and its fix were announced. Companies rushed to roll out updates, closing the window for attackers. It was a global, coordinated effort. Thanks to Max and the Linux team, disaster was averted. The good guys won this race. Dirty Pipe is a cautionary tale, but also a triumph for open source. The bug was introduced, found and fixed by the community. Open source means transparency. Anyone can inspect, report and repair flaws. In closed software, such bugs might linger for years, hidden from users. With Linux, the process is open and collaborative. More eyes on the code means more chances to catch mistakes. This isn't a failure, it's proof the system works. Developers like Max and countless volunteers are the unsung heroes keeping our digital world safe. The lesson? Software isn't perfect, but together we can fix it. And that's the real power of open source. Thanks for watching. And remember, stay safe online. You've got this. See you in the next one. This is Cyber Network, signing off.